It's crazy to believe we're already in September. The fall season is almost here.
Yeah, every year when September comes around, I think my wallet starts crying.
I totally get that because mine's already a bit light from all the games that came out in August.
Yeah, and there were a lot of games to talk about in August.
Well, let's start off with our first game, which kind of makes me think of Stranger Things mixed with Area 51, which, speaking of which, you know, Area 51, that Facebook event, either of you going to that?
No, I'm not
I played
dumb.
the 5th.
Oh, wow, okay, all right, never mind.
Just me, I guess, then. Well, yeah.
Well, for those of you who aren't trying to storm a government black site, we can still take our own journey into the paranormal with Control, the newest game from Remedy Entertainment. Please note, you won't come back from this journey with an alien. Maybe. Control is developed by the amazingly talented team at Remedy Entertainment, who crafted the psychological thriller Alan Wake and Quantum Break. Both were exclusive to Xbox, so it's kind of a big deal that Control will be also available on PS4.
Well, it's important to also state that this is a third-person action-adventure game with an emphasis on storytelling. And Control stars Jesse Faden, a young woman searching for her brother and her past at the Federal Bureau of Control.
Yes, this place is weird, and the whole idea of Jesse having to explain what happened, right? What happened to her brother? Why does she have these paranormal abilities? Why is she here in the first place? I mean, the service weapon that you get, it chooses her. Like, I choose you, and now you're in charge of me, and you have all these cool upgrades you can do, all these cool guns you can take advantage of with this, and I'm just wondering, how does this all work?
I've played it, and it is so fun. I mean, you are just using your telekinesis, your levitation, even mind control to just have fun with the game. Just start taking out those bad guys, and the service weapon can also be upgraded as you go on because you collect new objects of power and modify it.
I need to go home and pick this up. Well,
I definitely recommend it.
Well, maybe aliens and the supernatural isn't your thing, and maybe you'd like to return to a simpler time of wonder and magic. And this is absolutely possible in our next game, Collection of Mana. Now, this collection includes the original games, not remasters, so all of you retro fans should be really excited. You'll get the 1991 Game Boy title Final Fantasy Adventure, the 1993 SNES release Secret of Mana, and previously unreleased in the West, the 1995 Super Famicom game Trials of Mana.
This is almost a no-brainer to get. I mean, of course, I picked mine up right away, right? I mean, the idea of having these three games that are historical in a sense. You have one game that's known and beloved by a lot of people, one game that was kind of, I guess, esoteric. You kind of knew about it, maybe you played it, you told your friends about it, and they said, Final Fantasy what? Maybe I won't. And then one game you couldn't play at all. It's a great pickup, it's a great value.
There's a lot of storytelling in that game that because it didn't have an official English translation, a lot was lost. Or maybe you tried to play it in another language, and of course you're not gonna get the whole story with that.
Yeah.
But also, just like this entire collection is really standalone. It's similar to Final Fantasy, but also not because it's real-time action. So it really breaks away from that RPG turn-based formula that was so prevalent in the past.
So the Collection of Mana also features quick save states. It has the original and new display options and additional language options such as English and French. And Trials of Mana, like we've stated, has never been translated for the West, so this is a huge development.
Well, listen, after grinding your characters up through levels in Collection of Mana, you may be looking for maybe something a little bit more fast-paced. No problem. Astral Chain. If you don't have it, you should get it. It's developed by none other than Platinum Games. Let's say you played and loved, I don't know, Bayonetta or Nier Automata or Automata, depending on who you speak to. There's no reason you shouldn't own this game.
This one is set in a futuristic cyberpunk world. You play as a rookie neuron police officer tasked with fighting an alien threat known as the Chimera, who are using red matter, a dark energy which corrupts nearly all it touches, to render the world uninhabitable.
Now you fight against the Chimera in heavy action combat with the help of your legions, which are Chimera that have been domesticated and turned into living weapons.
It's like that one little mushroom that takes control over little snails and things like that. You read about that?
Oh, like the zombie snake?
Yeah,
Oh.
God. That won't be in the game, but what will be in the game are 5 different types of assists with your Legion. You have the arm, you have the arrow, you have the axe, you have the sword, and you have the woof woof bork bork mode, the regular Legion you've seen in the trailers in the game. And it is a blast to play with, no matter what you're doing. The battles are intense and hard, and you cycle between all 5 on the fly, so you really gotta pick your pacing and what it is you wanna do at the same time.
Well, what I love doing is playing co-op. Specifically local co-op has just like always been my thing, and in this game all you have to do is hand your friend the Joy-Con. One person will play as the police rookie and the other as the Legion.
There's so much of that coming back these days, too. The local co-op, that
Yeah.
like, couch play system, that's really been missing, I think, in a lot of places.
Now, I love a good action game, but sometimes you just need a break from all that crazy gameplay. Sitting back on the couch and watching a movie is a good way to break up my time between all these games.
Or, hear me out, you can play a game that looks and feels like a movie.
Even better.
Right? Well, you're gonna get that in the Dark Pictures Man of Medan. Now, this game is by the creators of Until Dawn, Hidden Agenda, and The Impatient.
You know, there's 5 characters in this game. They're all different and they're all foolish. Went on a vacation, went to a ghost ship, got trapped out there during a storm, and now they're counting on you, the player, to get them out. And honestly, I hope none of them make it. I mean, who does that? It's foolishness, dude. Like, you go to the ghost ship and hang out there? Why?
What?
And even the director said it's very hard to get every character out of the game alive.
So remind me not to play this with you.
Absolutely not.
Well, I had mentioned Until Dawn before, and let me bring it up again, because just like in Until Dawn, every decision you make is going to mean the difference between life and death. But in the Dark Pictures Man of Medan, it's gonna add a whole new formula to this called premonitions. And that is going to give you a glimpse into the future to help you in making future decisions.
I have a premonition right now that I'm not going to play as I'm too cowardly to. But I can invite friends over to play it with me, because there's a movie night mode you can do, right? And movie night mode means I can hand you a Joy-Con, or I can hand you a controller.
I'm not playing with
I
you.
can hand someone else a controller. I can make wings that night, and then everybody controls a character. And it's up to each of you to try to keep each other alive, or not keep each other alive. And if you don't want to do it locally, you can do it online with 2-player mode instead. So,
I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
He said he
You're
wanted to
making
kill
wings, I'm
everyone.
in.
I'm making wings, though.
No, I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Listen, we talked about wings, Area 51, magic, cyberpunk police departments, and horror movies that are video games. We missing anything?
Yes, we definitely haven't covered Card Monsters, which is next up in our final game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. This is a re-release of Legacy of the Duelist, which was for PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. This time it's coming to Switch and will include all previously released content from the original game.
Now, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan's dream. It's packed with 20 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! History for duelists to enjoy. And as a duelist in the past, I can't wait to get home and play this again.
Yeah?
I cannot wait. And you get to play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game digitally and experience your favorite moments in the anime series, from the classic battles of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! To the modern era in 2017's Arc V series.
I'm sure one thing you enjoy when you play it is that you have the reverse battles you can do, where you take on the role of the villain. So maybe you're like me and you watch a TV show and you think that Okaiba should have won those battles against Yugi, but thanks to the largesse of the writing and RNG, Yugi won instead. This is your chance to fix that could've and what you would have done by playing it in reverse duel mode.
And given that you're playing the card game, you'll need to collect new cards to build and edit your digital decks. And do you guys know how many cards there are?
How many?
Over 9,000, which is the most in any Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game.
Well, it's official. August has me broke. And each one of these games is available now, and you can pick it up at GameStop or GameStop.com.
And don't forget, if you have any games, accessories, systems, or tech lying around the house you don't need, bring them to GameStop and trade them to save yourself some green.
We may be done with August, but we're not done with GameStop TV. We'll be right back after this.
Hey everyone, sincerely, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and scroll up. Subscribe.